Hey everyone, welcome to today's lesson. Today we are continuing on stats and we are working with box plots, box and whisker plots. Okay, so this is a very easy concept, but it can seem hard if you do not pay attention. So please pay attention to the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, I think it's very easy. All right, so let's say we are dealing with a crisis. There's such thing as in this situation, there's a crisis hotline and they have, January 1st to January 17th, for example, 17 randomly selected days. Okay. And these are the number of calls that they get per day. Okay. So on January 1st, they got 50 calls. On January 2nd, they got 57 calls. On January 3rd, they got 77 calls for this crisis hotline. Okay. And so these are out of order. So what I'm going to do at first is list it in order. Okay. I'm going to list it in order. Okay, I list it in order. Okay, and now I'm going to put it here. Now, as you can see, I want you to ignore the highlights now. Okay, so let's ignore all these highlights here. And let's see if there is a middle number. Okay, let's see if there's a middle number. So there are a total of one. There's 13 numbers here. Okay, excuse me, 17 numbers here. Okay, so there's an odd number of numbers. We call that an odd data set. This data set has 17 numbers. So it has a number in the middle. Okay, it has a number in the middle. Okay, 72. Okay, that number is going to be, as you already know, the median. Okay, that number is called the median. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, let's go like that. That number is called the median. Okay, and then I'm going to put a box, let me put a rectangle around all the other numbers. Okay, so I put a rectangle here around these numbers to the left of 72. I put a rectangle here to the right of 72. Okay, and then I'm gonna find the median of the numbers in this left rectangle. The median of the numbers in the left rectangle, since there's two numbers in the middle, you take the average and you get 61. So I did 57 plus 65 divided by 2. Okay, 57 plus 65, hit enter on your calculator, then divide by 2 and you get 61. Okay, I did 88 plus 98 divided by 2 and get the 93. Okay, because there are two numbers in the middle. If there's only one number in the middle, okay, all right, then that would be your median for this right rectangle. Okay, if there was one number in the middle, okay, if there were 9 total numbers in this left rectangle, and there was in that case there's one clean number in the middle, that clean number is going to be your median of the left rectangle. Okay, I'm going to call the median of your left rectangle Q1 for quartile 1. Okay, quartile. I'm going to call your median of the whole list Q2 for quartile 2. Okay, I'm going to call your median for the right rectangle Q3 for quartile 3. Okay, all right. Don't even pay attention to this graph yet. Don't pay attention to the blue arrows or this graph yet. Okay, and then your min and max, that's easy. Your min is the smallest number, your max is the biggest number. Okay, all right. So now this becomes very easy, okay, to graph. All right, now watch this. Okay, your min is 50. I'm going to set the scale. I'm going to go the left side of this graph a little below 50. I'm going to go 40. Okay, your right maximum is going to be 155. I'm going to go above it and make it a nice clean 170. Okay, and the middle of 40 and 170 is 105. How did I get that? I did 40 plus 170 divided by 2 and I got 105. Okay, I got 105. All right. Now, here comes what I think is the easy part. 50 here is roughly here. 155 is roughly here. Okay. 61 is roughly here. 72 is roughly here. 93 is roughly here. Okay. And then I connect these. Okay. I connect those. I connect the quartiles to make a box. And last but not least, I connect the box with the dot with a straight line. And that's it. Okay, that's your box and whisker plot. Okay. Now IQR, interquartile range, okay, interquartile range is basically going to be Q3 minus Q1. Okay, Q3 minus Q1, which becomes 32. 93 minus 61 is 32. Your range, okay, is max minus min, which is 155 minus 50, and you get 105. Okay. Now, let's say that you have, so these are basically measures of variability, okay, how much the data varies. So let's say that you have a box and whisker plot that looks like this. I'm going to make something up. Okay, let's say you have a box and whisker plot that looks like this, and you got two dots here. Okay, you got a line here. I'm going to put the line here. All right, white, and let's go like this, like that, and like this. Now you can tell that this box and whisker is far more narrow than this box and whisker. So you would say that this has less variability because it's more narrow. The numbers are less, they vary less, they are more centered, they're more around the center. Or you can say, you know, if I want to oversimplify it, I can say the numbers are more the same here. Okay, the numbers are more different here. Okay, but I don't really like to use same and different. I like to use variability. That's the grown-up term, so to speak. This has more variability than that. That's how you think about it. Okay? All right. Let me save this guy right here and move it out. Okay? Now, last thing is, let's say we have an even data set. Here we had 17 numbers. Okay? But let's say we have 18 numbers here, 9 and 9. Okay? That's perfectly fine. In this case, your Q2 would equal to 72 plus 77, okay? And then you divide that by 2, okay? And in this case, because there was a clean number in the middle, the rectangles, because this was an odd data set with a clean number in the middle, the rectangles do not touch each other, okay? But because there's an even data set, which means there is not a clean one number in the middle, the rectangles touch each other, okay? All right. Now, when we go to the right rectangle, okay, there's a nice clean number in the middle. Your Q3 is going to equal to 98. There's a nice clean number also on the left rectangle of 65. So your Q1 is going to equal to 65. Okay. All right, and your min is 50 and your max is 160. Okay. All right, and everything else is the same process. Okay, folks, that wraps up today's lesson. I want you guys to go ahead and do these green highlights. It is only 5 problems. Okay. Thank you very much for tuning in, folks. Have a great rest of the day.